Hello everyone, this is Blank. We are back on a vanilla Minecraft. Nothing special, it's not no Minecraft. This is basically preparing us for 1.20. And more like just preparing you for 1.20 for when you decide to make your own build, you decide to actually try and do some things, and this is a good way to start out. Some decent farms. As you can see, we have a bunch of crafting material, and this is kind of some of the stuff that you will need to make some easy farms. Except there might be a couple that are a little bit more complicated, but for the most part, these are pretty easy farms to make, nonetheless. Let's just get right into some of the recipes real quick. We have our basic piston. You'll need three wood planks, doesn't matter what kind. You'll need four cobblestone, one iron ingot, one redstone, and that's how you make the piston. To make a sticky piston, it's a piston and slime. Very simple. What are you doing here? Ooh, you have blue ice. Blue ice is very nice. Um, then we have the redstone comparator. It's three stone, three redstone torches, and a quartz. Quartz is found in the nether, so unfortunately, when you do try to actually make this, you will need to go to the nether to gather a bunch of that material. Oh, you like the piston one? Yeah, it's a very good. It's a very good crafting recipe. I can see why you liked it. Redstone torches. You just do a stick and a redstone above it, and that's how you make a redstone torch. Good little tip for you guys as well. Redstone repeater. Three stone, two redstone torches, and redstone in the middle. Very simple. You'll actually use a lot of redstone repeaters compared to comparators, but also depends on what you're making. Observers, six cobblestone, two redstone, and one quartz. This is a dropper. Dropper, seven cobblestone, like you're forming pants, and then redstone. The dispenser, same thing, except there's a bow in the middle, because obviously it's dispensing something. Powered rail, six gold ingots, one stick, one redstone. Detector rail, six iron, uh, the stone plate, stone pressure plate, I should say, redstone activator rail, six iron, two redstone torches, a stick, a rail, six iron, and a stick, the target block. This is actually very useful, especially if you are doing any kind of redstone. Very helpful, very nice. But yeah, basically it's just the hay bale and four redstone pressure or not pressure plate. The wood trapdoor, six of the planks, very easy, very useful for many different things. Stone pressure plate, two stone. Hopper, well, a hopper is five iron ingots in this pattern with a chest in the middle. The hopper minecart is a hopper and a minecart. And that's about it. Honestly, also, minecart is just five iron, so it's like one, two, three, four, five. That's how you make a minecart. But then let's go over to the first farm, which is a wheat farm. It's very simple, very easy, nothing too crazy with this one. You can make it as big as you want, small as you want. You could put some water in if you want to kind of like automate it a little bit. Um, I suppose that is a way to do it. I don't think there's a necessarily wrong way to do it, but that's certainly one way to make a wheat farm. But that being said, you should always have some light in the middle. That's where I put the frog legs, where the uh, water source is right underneath. That being said, you could use a torch, you could do a redstone lamp, you could do glowstone, any light type doesn't matter. Just to know that there are some light levels that don't give as much power, like redstone torches, glow lichen. They give, I think, glow lichen gives a light source of 7, while regular torch gives off 15, I believe. I believe. So just keep in mind when you are making farms that you should make sure you're doing the correct light levels. That way, no mob spawning. So next up, we have our cow farm. This is where we will get probably most of our food. Technically, you could get a bunch of your food with the wheat farm, but bread only gives you 200, or it fills 200, I should say, while cooked steak feeds you 4. Technically, you can do more or less, doesn't really matter. I think in the long run, though, this little contraption gives you a lot more for your work. Fairly simple design. Honestly, I kind of made it a little bit more complex than it needs to be. You could simplify this tenfold, where it's just they drop. You have a little collection area for the baby cows. They get into a 1 by 1, and that's where you get all the food. To feed them, you press this button that is connected to the redstone torch is on top of a target block. Underneath the target block, though, you have a dispenser with some water. And then once you press that, the cows float up because the water was activated. And then you just feed. Once you're done, hit that again. They go down. And all the baby ones get dropped down into the little current and go over to this little collection area. Fairly simple, nothing too crazy. As you can see in the background, we're all over there. And then once we're done, once they become adults, we have this dispenser, has a lava bucket in it, that's connected to this button. Once they become adults, then you do that, go into this little system, and you get the thing. So honestly, it's not fairly difficult. You could obviously simplify this little contraption very easily. That's just how I kind of made it. Felt like doing a little bit more complex, even though it doesn't need to be for this little tutorial. For this one, let's go with the easy version first. So if we go to game mode survival, we have the most basic cobblestone generator. This is it. If you want some easy cobblestone, this is your way to go. Lava source here, water source here. Water source actually goes down, so it goes over 1, down 1. That way you won't get obsidian right here. You have a hopper underneath and a chest, and the hopper going into the chest. Very simple, very basic for any Minecraft person to make. It's very simple nonetheless. So we can go back into creative. Now here we have the more advanced version. We have a redstone advanced version. Obviously it's not the most optimized, but it is optimized to a point. So we have our observers here that connects the redstone to, we have repeaters. Redstone is connected to these top target blocks. Target blocks are connected to pistons. Whenever that is basically, sorry. So we have redstone, target block, button. Button goes up to these target blocks, which goes to these dispensers, which activates the lava source to go off and on, or collected and dispensed. Once the lava is triggered, or once the lava comes out, it will connect in or go in contact with these leaf seeds, or leaf the leaf essentially. I don't know, what is this called? Yeah, leaves. I don't know why I thought it was something else for a second. But it goes into contact with the leaves, and because leaves are now water sources, or you can flood leaves. Anyways, you can put water sources in leaves and they won't like flood all over the place. So when lava gets in contact, comes cobblestone, and since the lava source goes into contact with this observer, you have a little delay because of the repeater, and the lava becomes cobblestone. Cobblestone is then pushed down because of the pistons. Hopefully that was not too complex. I know it probably was, but we'll deal with it. So you push that a few times, like this, nothing crazy. And as you can see, it's moving down. So once it's moved down to a certain degree, we just hit this button, activates a TNT, destroys cobblestone, goes into there. We go up here, cobblestone will float on down, or float up, then float across, and into the little storage area. A little bit more complex. Obviously we have dispenser with a lot of TNT in it. Obsidian, because that, especially if you have the TNT dispensing into this 1x1 area, you don't have to worry about TNT going a little bit this way, a little bit this way, or a little bit forward, because when dispensing a TNT, if it's not confined into this one space, it will shift just a little bit every single time. You won't have a perfect all the way down to the bottom. So, that being said, since it's already time set day, there we go. So, honestly, a little bit more advanced for cobblestone collecting, but if you feel like you are good with redstone, you'd like to attempt this or improve on it, feel free to do so. Collecting area, very simple. Also, I probably forgot to show you that. It's down here, all the way to this little area, and you have a bubble elevator. Nothing crazy. And then we go to our next one. This one looks intimidating, but it's a very simple build. Sugarcane farm. Nothing crazy to it. Just have observers here on all the four corners essentially. And then you have your pistons. Technically you have that, so let's do glass. So if we're going to like optimize this a little bit, that way we don't get any of those guys stuck, we'll do this. And there we go. Very simple. We can also technically do the corners. And then obviously when these guys grow, that goes there. Technically you're gonna have some that don't make it, but most should go down. Well, looks like I have to improve on that a little bit, since obviously that's messing some things up. But no worries, that's always something I can improve on. Because that's what happens. You try to do something and you find a mistake, and improve on it for the next time. So, but that being said, this is a basic little thing. You have, like I said, observers, pistons, redstone repeaters, target blocks, redstone, and a waterway system to a few chests. Now over here, probably second to last thing we have is the bamboo farm. This one will actually help you guys out very much so, because in 1.20, bamboo can actually create wood. That's the probably biggest update, and because of that, I don't know why that happened, but let's see, why did that happen? It's okay. Just do that for now. But yeah, so essentially with this update, we will be able to get bamboo planks. And because we're getting bamboo planks, we will need good farms to make actual bamboo easily for us. Just like the sugarcane, this one is just having the bamboo grow. Once one of them hits the observer, it'll activate the pistons to destroy them. Bamboo will fall into the water stream and then go to the chest. Pretty simple. Obviously, this one we have it a little bit taller though because bamboo is one of those plants that actually grows very tall. I think it's like 20 blocks tall, roughly. So, I mean, it might be 16, but essentially, the bamboo grows very tall, so we can actually just let it go on standby for a little bit. Technically, you could also just have the observer blocks like right above the pistons, but if you're in a big, like if you're in a server or you're in your own world and you just want something to go on in the background, this actually is very nice. That being said, you could improve on it. Like you could have the water stream start right here, and then you can have a hopper minecart go back, like would go right down here when this is activated. So little things can be improved on this build, but overall, it's not bad. And then the final thing, which is probably the most necessary one, besides, besides probably the cobblestone generator, is a mob farm. Mob farm, very simple. You'll get plenty of different things: arrows, bone, spider eyes, gunpowder. We have yet to get string. We have yet to get rotten flesh, but you could get that as well. So this way, it's basic system, and let's just do that. We have hoppers with hopper minecarts above those hoppers on rail systems, and they will feed right into these chests. On the top, we have our oak slabs and dripstone. If you didn't know about dripstone, mobs, even characters, they will basically instant go splat. They'll just go instant splat if it's just a certain block high. I think it's 6 blocks, but we just went with 20 just to be safe. And since they do that instantly, we don't have to worry about anything. They'll just keep on spawning up top, fall down, and we just get a bunch of stuff from that. So if we go in here, we can just go right like this. So as you can see, we have some zombies spawning spiders, and essentially we just have a bunch of trapdoors, water systems, and that's about it. And a platform. It's a very simple idea. I don't know if it's Etho's lab that actually created the first one of these or not, but that's where I remember seeing it. So feel free to watch his channel as well if you don't already. But the way these guys work is mobs don't have an understanding of a trapdoor. So most of them, like you see, they'll go up to this edge, and if they decide to walk over here, they will fall. Why is this? It's one of those mechanics. It's just a mechanic that is in Minecraft on how mobs interact with trapdoors. But it's very simple, and that is how it's made. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video at the very least. It might have been a little bit different, but I figure I should do something like this just to kind of get people prepared for the 1.20 update that is coming out June 7th. Whenever this video comes out, right now that is 3 days away, but for you guys, when you see this, it might be 1 day away, 2 days away. We'll see. Depends on how long this video actually takes to edit. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video at the very least. Feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Even though this is not something I typically do, I try to make a tutorial like this every so often because it is fun. And yeah, leave a like if you liked the video, comment on what you liked, what you want to see more of, all that stuff. Always appreciated, and I'll see you all in the next video. All right, see you guys.